All right, family. All right, and all riggedy right. How's everybody doing out there? We are looking at February 25th. February the 25th. How people been doing out there today, man? We hope everybody has been having a powerful and an impactful start to the week. We're here in the midweek. We're gonna have a good old conversation. We ain't gonna keep people long, and then we're gonna go about our business, right? That's what we say all the time, family, on this podcast, and we mean it. We don't have to get upset. We don't have to get into 9 hour long conversations, family. That the truth of a thing is the truth of a thing is the truth of a thing. And if we don't agree with it, well, again, that's our business. If we agree with it, then it's our business, right? But know that these things are still there under the surface regardless. Okay, regardless. And when you're talking about, well, first let's do this. Let's get into the open before we get into the meat of what we're talking about, because your boy gonna go off on this one. So y'all get ready. Welcome in us, a different view family, who believe in, who love after, who hunger and thirst, search, and are seeking to find that which is a different view family. Welcome in. Today's topic, we're going to continue in the talk of love and treasure, family, right? Let me find something real quick. Give me 1 second. The Olympics, family. We're going to get into the Olympics one time. We're not going to do the thing with the brother with Tourette's, right? We've seen the thing with the Tourette's brother who was at the BAFTAs calling folks. I want the Tourette's community to come out. I really do. I want folks who deal with Tourette syndrome to speak on, is this a thing that's just, of course it's uncontrollable disorder. We understand that dis-ease, illness, however we quantify it. But the next part, right, when you can spout off, when you can, and I don't laugh to laugh at folks. We laugh at the irony of this. The part now where you start spewing out racial slurs, is that part of Tourette's? Like is that a thing? Because I don't know, right? We just want to leave that there. Part of this, I'm being facetious. Part of this, I really want to know. I want to know, right? We're people who learn, again, the word disciple, meaning student. So you're constantly learning. This idea where folks think they have arrived, but you don't. This includes teachers. Okay, I know we get caught up in a lot of certain things that you hear out of the different religions of the world. But again, you have to understand, and we're using certain words here. Don't get caught up too much in the terminology. Understand that you're always learning, whether you're a teacher or not. That's just the truth of a thing. Okay. Just because you're a teacher ain't mean you arrive, right? To keep yourself spotless from the world, family, means certain things like that. Like you keep out of your mind as much as it is, like we were looking at Aretha Franklin, the song Think. What a powerful song that song is, man. And somebody was abusing this woman, man. This dear sister, man. You go back and you look at the history of how old she was when she had her first child. We're gonna leave homework for people, right? Some may already know who listened to this live. Okay, and thank you, family, for coming in, right? Again, we're a different view family here who believe in, who love after, who hunger and thirst, search, and we're seeking to find that which is a different view. Right? Again, family, welcome in. So we just want to play you the clip. We just want to play you the clip. You know, while Massa was spouting off at while Massa was talking last night. For those who watched the State of the Union address, for those who didn't, we get it. But while Massa was spouting off at the mouth, man, I mean, he was giving himself a good pat on the back. Family, we could stop here and say this. Make sure you give yourself a good pat on the back, family. And I mean that for real, for real. In life, we go through so much. We do not take the time to congratulate ourselves. We don't take the time to congratulate ourselves. That's right about the time when we say how dumb we are, you know, all this kind of stuff. We want to show something that was highly powerful, man. This was with the so-called YT family, right? A YT woman and a YT boy. Maybe the message is starting to get out there. Again, for the rest of the group, it is what it is. We still keep on pushing. We keep on learning. But y'all check this out.
This is the men's team after the game, right there in their locker room. And they're going to talk to President Trump. He's on the phone. So they're talking to the president right now after winning the gold medal. Okay. So I'm going to turn it up so you can hear what President Trump is saying and hear their response, okay?
Thank you, Mr. President. We'll do it at the White House thing. What would really be cool, and we'll do the White House the next day, we'll just have some fun. We have medals for you guys. And we have to, I must tell you, we're going to have to bring the women's team. You do know that.
So did you hear what he said? Like, we're going to celebrate with you. Come to the White House. And by the way, we have.
And maybe some didn't hear. Maybe some didn't hear what the president had to say. Sisters today, let me, whew, Lord, man. We could easily also put in, because treasure and love is the tagline of this thing. And again, what you treasure, right? What you hold dear. Now, we're not just talking objects, because you can also hold people as a treasure. Not to the point that you crush them and kill them. Excuse me. We on TikTok. Unalive them, right? Not to the point where you unalive somebody. Not hold them that close. But what you hold dear, that's treasure, right? And love. Again, what are the things you have affection for, family? Who are the people that you have affection for? We have to start qualifying how we're dealing with each other. It's not simping. It's not emotionalism. It's not victim-splaining. Or maybe it is explaining what the victim is going through, but not the way that they make the definition. Again, we said this is a different view over here. So what you're going to hear is going to be the opposite of what you're hearing. Okay. And some people don't like the opposite of what's out there. Right. And again, family, welcome in, you know, those who join in. What did now we like doing this because he has a problem with he has a problem with dark brown and tan skin tone folks. We're not doing that. When I go say opportunity zones, like he loves you because we're not doing all that. People have a problem with folks, right? This is another thing that we have to get into our heart and mind. The thing when they tell you cannot talk about government, or again, they say politics, government. We should speak on government. Economics, money. We should speak on that. Which one ties into the other? Belief or religion. We should be able to speak on that. When we cannot, that's where there's a problem. Again, family, welcome in. At the end of the day, right? What's another one? There are certain things they tell you can't talk about. George Carlin did a skit a long time ago about the 7 words you can't say. We're not going to say them here because we're just not going to use we're not going to use the adult language. We do not call it cursing. Cursing is when you want somebody to have a bad day. Cursing when they cut you off on the road. Or, and we got to say that. We got to say this. Number one, man, we hope for those in the snowstorms in New York. This is where I'm from, man. So we never lose this allegiance, man. We hope y'all are doing okay out there. Because we already know Massa is good. Massa is good at when the trouble hits, they go running. I mean, they go. I wish I had a sound that's just like, pew, because that's meep, beep, like the Roadrunner, because that's what it's like. We got to learn to band together. Do the opposite. Love each other no matter where we are. Say Hey, hey, hey. Love each other no matter where we are. Support each other no matter where we are. That's how we're going to make it through this life, y'all. This is how we have made it through this life. That's how we continue. Listen to the power. So again, we're treasure and love. Again, the things you hold close, and not things, because many times we're switching profit for people, right? Absolutely, we're switching profit for people. It's got to be the other way around. If we're gonna make it, the things here on this earth that rust and rot, as Scripture says, are temporary. The people last forever. The thing is who, again, the mentality. See, what we mean to do today in this episode is to start to just chip away more and more at the mentality. There's something that I got missing here. Because I just opened this up here. I want to say, let's go back into a verse here from Scripture that people don't want to use and use somewhat a little backwards, right? But we just want to bring it out in real time. And again, we don't want to take up your time today. We all got something to do. Mark chapter 4, right? From the King James Version, we like going back to the scene of the crime. Okay? That's what I call it. Just because I hold these things, dear family, does not mean I'm not going to not talk about it. We're going to talk about it over here. He began to teach by the sea, right? And there gathered amongst him a great multitude. Family, you're supposed to have a lot of folk around you. Look. You can see last night when we watched that mess, for those who watched that mess, don't you see how many people was in that room? It's supposed to look like that, the opposite side. This kind of thing where it's supposed to be, now again, we ain't showy. We're not like, ooh, look at me. You know, it's not. It's not that kind of thing, okay? But but it's the kind of thing where, listen, when you go over here, family, when I walk in a room sometimes, right, there are certain jokes, and there are those of us, excuse me, in my family, it's the same way. Somebody make them jokes around you, and they already know you're not okay with it. They know, like, no, they in the room. We ain't gonna, we ain't, they might even say it, but they're like, that's how it's supposed to be. Do you understand? This is the two sides of a thing. There's no more disrespect for the women. Brothers, I was listening to the song Think from Aretha Franklin, man, just early this morning, dealing with laundry, right? Have y'all looked at the words of the song Think? You better think. About what you're trying to do to me. Family, have we looked, man, if that don't touch your soul when you look at them lyrics, do you know how abused our dear sister Aretha Franklin was? Abused. People have paid the price. See, this is why we did a whole thing on Spotify about this new movie that's on Netflix. Came out this month. Matter of fact, I think it was the day before Valentine's Day from Tyler Perry, called Joe's College Trip. And it's with the patriarch, goes on a trip with the grandson to his college out in California. Family, I suggest for folks to look for the imagery as you're watching that movie. That's all I do now. I take in some entertainment and all that kind of thing, but we know massa plays with imagery. The Racial Integrity Act is massa playing with imagery. The Willie Lynch letter is massa playing with imagery. All colors are beautifully made by the maker, creator, God of heaven and earth. Family, do you understand what we're saying? Male and female created God them. There is no differences. This is why you can see a little bit of hair on the woman. Sometimes you get a little bit of hair on the brothers, right? You can have sometimes women with a little bit more and some men with a little bit more. Okay, this way the joke in the circus with the bearded woman, right? No hair, no hormones, no lethal injections, none of that. We're talking about this how they made. Family, we discredit too much. We've sat in the seat of the scornful too long. Let's continue. A great multitude, right? And he had to go into a ship because of how many people was there, sat in the sea, and the whole multitude was by the sea on the land. And he taught them many parables, or taught them many things by parables, and said them in his doctrine. We have there is a doctrine. Teaching is all that word means. There is a doctrine that, or a teaching that people piggybacking off of Christ is using, and there is one that Christ used. You have to use your best good God-given mind to see which one's the difference. There ain't a God out here that's creating humans and then unaliving them. Family, that's not, no. Nope, not the one who stretched out and died for people. Family, that's two different people. Don't you know parents don't act that way? Look naturally at what goes. Parents don't act. We can see some parents who do. And then there are others who do not. Said unto them in his doctrine, hearken, aka listen up and look. There went out a sower. So he's talking like this. Let me use this on my soundboard here. Mic check one. You hear the echo? Hey, hello out there. He had to get up on the ship to do this because that's how many people was there. Not no mega church. None of that. Where you're sitting there and you're taking people's money and you won't give back to them. We ain't talking about that. See, the 5 loaves and 2 fishes, that was something they provide for them people. Yeah, they gave, but he gave back. Let's keep it in the echo here for a second. It came to pass. Y'all tell me if it sounds, if it's like hard to hear or anything like that. It came to pass, right? Or behold, there went out, verse 3, Mark chapter 4. There went out a sower to sow. This is what's going to happen when you talk to folks, family. This is why certain people, I ain't choosing to mix words with folks no more. There's something that came across my Facebook thing, right? Where I put down my thoughts. Every once in a while I do that. I just did it recently. It was a long deal, right? Because again, when you're living in this life, man, it's like the beach. It's like the sea with the beach. And it erodes. It erode at you over time. For us to learn anything, family, sometimes we got to come away. We have to recharge. We got to think about what they're trying to do to us, family. And it came to pass as he sowed, some fell by the wayside. Family, sometimes you're going to talk to folks, that thing going to go by the wayside and the fowls going to pick it up. It says the fowls of the air came and devoured it. That's what happens. Some fell on stony ground. You hear these people. We're going to get into it today. We're going to get into it a little bit and then we're going to go. Fell on stony ground. That heart is hard, man. But you're already told that the love of the great body of people has waxed cold. That's up in the mind now. But don't make it too spooky. Again, if you look at that woman, it's nothing but again, we're on TikTok, so if they use certain words, a schmeck's mule. And just a pleasure zone, then you discredit who she is. My God, may this set somebody free today, man. I'm done. We don't look at each other as teammates. We're looking at folks the way Massa look at them. Possessions. Some fell on stony ground where it didn't have much earth. We should respect this earth more. We're looking up into the sky for rapture and all kinds of... We need to respect this planet, Mother Earth, as they say. And it immediately sprang up. So you had you see it, but because it had no depth of earth. This is where certain things that you hear amongst people, they talk about branch and root knowledge. It's got to go a bit deeper. Family, don't you know I beyond shadow of a doubt. See, but I don't mix words no more with people. I've had the opportunity over and over on social media to get at people talking some of the most foolish crap I've ever heard out. The Epstein files was some spiritual warfare. There's that like Christian conservatives of family. There is no such thing as conservative or liberal. Let me say it again. There is no such thing as conservative or liberal. Let me take the echo off here because I got the point across. There is no such thing as conservative or liberal, family. The definition by word means to hold on to something or to give bountifully. That's what conservative and don't get caught up in mass's mess. Too much he's used words and imagery to blind us no more. Those two things are a fallacy they use to hide a very simple truth. What are you thinking? Again, think about what they're trying to do to you. Think, family, that again, power, love, and a sound mind. That's what you've been given. Whatever they got, I don't know what it is. Whatever God they talking about is supposed to be okay with your Israeli brothers and sisters killing unaliving the Palestinian brothers and sisters. It's wrong. You playing this semantic back and forth about which it's all wrong, but it's the same thing in the family. My God, man. Again, what you see happen out in the street. Touch your neighbor one time, say, neighbor, what you see in the street happen in the home first. And we're okay watching brothers and sisters and aunts and uncles, mothers and fathers, stepchildren, come on now, fight each other, kill each other like rabid dogs. Unalive each other like rabid dogs. I don't know if y'all can hear Snoop in the background, little Snoopy clock in the background. We're going to let it play for a second if you can. If you can't, give your boy a chance to calm down for a second. Some fell on the stony ground where it was not much earth, immediately sprang up because it had no depth of earth. And when the sun came up, we should be more of a shield for each other. When the sun came up, it scorched. Do you know the pain? See, it don't even matter what people going away for this reason. Man and woman, leave father and mother and cleave unto each other. See, I'm saying it different than what it's saying in there because we're missing part of it. Hold to each other. In Vogue said you got to hold on to your love, right? We're missing things, family. You know, everybody keep talking about the people leaving church and all that kind of thing and the great falling away. See, they got to make it spooky, family. Again, aren't you already told that we left our first love? So what great falling away you waiting for when the thing already happened? We have to come back to a thing. Frank Zanu was wrong. This African brother, he was wrong when he said black folks don't have no culture. Of course we do. We left it. It's time to come back. Defending our people, no matter where they are on the planet. Do you understand? Our Caribbean brothers and sisters, don't you know that we've already done a few episodes on this, but don't you know, let me see if I still got it. Let me see if I still got it pulled up, man. We're going to come back to this when we're talking for a second. Let me see. Oh, Lord, let me see if I still got it, man, because I don't know. It's been a few weeks. There's been a bunch of stuff that has come out. But for those of y'all who saw the Super Bowl, man, this woman wanted to come out and say that this thing wasn't a unifying event. No. We was unified. You wasn't. You don't care. You don't. Do you understand? Yo, you don't. Let's do it. I'll do this one in real time. Because this is the reaction video as he's saying each one of the beautiful nations of what they call the Americas. See again, some Asian dude, not Asian, excuse me, some European dude, excuse me, who so some cardiologist who so love, I forgot the dude's name, who so love America Vespucci, just said, hey, we're going to call these lands the Americas, but none of the native people here, none of the Aboriginal people here, none of the indigenous peoples here, of whom's a big group. We're going to talk to you about the Californian Indians, Dark folks with the big nose, the big lips. This is Peter DeRue and the gang. They admit it. Hewitt Howe Brandcroft, and they admit it. How they dress with very little clothes on. You're going to get on the woman for having very little clothes. Now, listen, we understand things change throughout society, family, but this is what it is. Just in case we want to discredit who people are, let's just go down this road for a second.
God bless America. Chile, Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, Bolivia, Perú, Ecuador, Brasil, Colombia, Venezuela, Guyana, Panamá, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala, México, Cuba, República Dominicana, Jamaica, Haití, las Antillas, United States.
You know, if I could pause this 1 second, do you know now, as a result of what happened in Venezuela with Massa causing upheaval in the government under the guise of holiness, which is what they've done already in history, don't you know it's affecting some of the things going on in Cuba, family? Never mind, let's continue.
Canadá, a my motherland, mi patria, Puerto Rico. Seguimos aquí. God bless them.
I just want to let you know, whichever one, you know, I had heard this on a podcast, and it struck me in my heart, man, in my heart, and my spirit. When they talk about God, that's talking about gold, oil, and drugs, family. Do you understand that? I like to switch out drugs because, again, when you say drugs, the stuff already growing out this ground that people use as a, I don't know which part is going to get flagged with TikTok, but we're just going to say it. There's a thing here growing and there's a thing manufactured. Be careful of the two that you're talking about when you use the word. We're just saying. Now, people using things incorrectly is a different topic because people use things incorrectly. We all do, like fried chicken. That's only done as a delicacy. Then all of a sudden, because we were poor, we're talking specifically now about black folks, because we were made poor, there's only certain stuff. That's why we have this weird thing with chicken breast, like it's the YT person's food. No, it's not. That's food made by the maker for us to use. Huh? Now, we can keep making the jokes about the seasoning all we want to. And we realize this is a truth that, hey, the seasoning's what it is. Different people groups are going to do things differently, family. What our Polynesian brothers and sisters going to do out over by the Pacific is going to be different than what we do over in the Atlantic. Huh? Or by the Gulf of Mexico, and give a damn about what Mass are talking about. What they do down there is going to be different than what they do on the other side of it. That's just how it is. This is what it is. These people groups made by the maker, the Cuban, the Venezuelan, the Puerto Rican. Again, that means rich port. That's what the Spanish put on that term. So go back and say what it, Boricua, Borican. Call it what they said. Call it what they said before the Spanish came. Again, the European came. Call it. Let go of the mess in the mind that they put there. And that leads back over into this. What is this? What is this man trying to talk about? And you brought the men's group there. If you had any scruples about yourself, you would have told him to kick rocks every other time he's ever invited anybody to show an imagery that puts the man over the woman. Devil's a liar. And we say devil, we talking adversary. We're not talking to one under the ground. Where's the boldness at? Yeah. Where's the boldness at? Where did it go? Let's just go back. Let's go back. Because we just played this video. What is it might have been hard to hear, you know. What did old dude say that she's teaching? Again, a YT woman teaching her YT son. Don't you notice the whole problem with the Racial Integrity Act is that the YT, again, Walter Pleckard, wanted to make sure people don't come together to support a system that is solely set up for certain YT men, not the women. This is why this woman is teaching her son. Because maybe she's going through it with a fool-headed man who only looks at a woman as a pleasure zone. That's it. That's it. You ain't got no brain. You ain't got no thought. You don't do nothing, but you sit there. I'll say it's arms wide open, right? Or maybe we can say, I don't see, again, we're on TikTok, so and it's massive platform, so I have to be careful how I'm saying certain things. We can say it how they say it in rap songs, you know. Face down and you know what up. That's it. The blessed feminine energy? No, not over here, family. No, not over here. Not over here. What did this fool of a man have to say?
After their spectacular gold medal win at the Winter Olympics, the U.S. women's hockey team declined President Trump's invite to the State of the Union. And now Flavor Flav is offering to host his own celebration for them. After the U.S. men's hockey team beat Team Canada 2-1 in overtime, that was their first gold since 1980. President Trump...
I'm skipping over the imagery with Flavor Flav doing this with the women. Again, we could get into another thing that's happened in Texas where the so-called YT woman is falsely accused two brothers, but because they had the information, they've gotten away, family. This is unfortunately how our brother Emmett Till passed away. This is to find out that Oklahoma was the black town hub, over 50 black towns, family. Huh? Did they tell you that in school? So now you can add to the list of Georgia and Mississippi and Louisiana and Alabama. Talk to me, family. And the Carolinas and Florida. This is where we were living too. No. Don't do the African trip. We're talking about dark skin tone folks living here. Including when they brought over our African brothers and sisters. And most definitely they are our brothers and sisters. There's multiple groups here. When Mr. Columbus pulled his mess, he brought East Indians. This is out of his document, family. Come on now. See, again, when you keep listening to them, you miss out on all the other stuff. But that's done by design. Let's continue.
Trump invited them to D.C.
We're giving the State of the Union speech on Tuesday night. I could send a military plane or something. But if you would like to, it's the coolest night. It's the biggest. We're in. Yes. I have to bring the women's team. You do know that.
The U.S. women's hockey team also won gold against Canada 2-1 in overtime.
Again, of which we must talk about Miss Layla Edwards one time. Again, even though with achievement and ownership, we're going to give honor to what we're going to give credit to where it's due, sister. Thank you for your contribution in playing hockey. A black person, family. Do you know the history of black folks with hockey? Where preachers, while the Christian got a problem feeding folks when they take away SNAP benefits, when they got a problem recognizing people and women preaching up in the pulpit, using scripture improperly to do so. I said improperly. If we will not speak, where's the sound mine at? This is what your Bible says. If they will not praise me, I'll cause the rocks to cry out. So if you think that the rock, like rocks, well, I just take the analogy and run with it for a second. If the rocks would, what do you think about the women in the church? Again, we could use the same analogy where Jesus is talking about not worrying to folks and talking about how the grass is so beautiful. And you look at some of these fields, man, that grass is beautiful flowing that Massa has built up upon. Flowing. Just where the song America the Beautiful coming from, that they won't use that one. They want to use the other one. That's an English pub song dissing the slave. We gonna sit here and act like that's nationality? No, that's theirs. See, there's a difference.
A few days before, and Trump's invitation and the team's reaction have drawn criticism. The women's team has publicly declared.
Don't you think this would draw criticism? But family, we're going to go back to something that we said already. We're going to go back to something we said already. And ladies, may you hear this and understand when you're dealing with, again, discernment. You talk about discernment. Discernment is necessary. Let's just do this in real time, because I don't want people to get twisted up when we say this word discernment. We're talking about the word we use as people. You can go do the Hebrew thing and the Greek thing and all that. It's going to come back to a similar thought. OK, so just hold on 1 second. Discern, right? Discern definition, because that's where you're getting discernment from. Perceive or recognize something. This is out of Oxford's dictionary, right? Distinguish. Don't you know when you already discredit that woman and all she is chest, ass, legs. This is how we look. But this is Massa's caricature of them. Again, this is why I'm watching the TV show Bridgerton, because I want to get in. Same thing with Game of Thrones. I want to get it. I want to see it. If that's how they treat women in their own culture, what do you think they will do to women who are not, family? That's what you must ask yourself. This is what they're doing. Discernment got to come, and it doesn't matter which. Now, see, this is the part that they say where you take away from a little bit, but you're also saying a truth at the same time. It doesn't matter which culture. So, our dear brothers, for our brothers, what do we? You might as well marry somebody of a different culture if you're going to do this to your own sister. That don't make sense. And for the brothers, it's time to stand up and speak on it. Can't you see the peer pressure? We think we left high school. We didn't. That old rock song, School's Out for Summer and all, school, or I think School's Out is the name of it. It's still in session. We're still learning. We are disciples, family, of this life. Disciple just means student. We're still learning from that which is the great rabbi of all, family, or the great teacher of all. Perceive and recognize what's going on, family. If the man is, to finish this up, and then we gonna go on because your boy got things to do. Man, it's mess, man. Immediately it sprang up. This is verse 5, and because it had no depth, the sun was up. It scorched it because it had no root and it withered away. It's just time to go deeper. That's all. Get yourself from around these people and around folks that help you go deeper. Langston, Bowley, Oklahoma, black towns, family. Again, the U.S. women's hockey team is primarily made of who? Because we only said one black woman. Who's it primarily made of? Okay. Now, again, if they will do that to their own, joking, sitting there, they drinking Coronas, by the way, you can see that. I thought y'all had a problem with them. We already know, man. When it comes to their pleasure, they don't. But when it comes to the real, they do. We get it. When it comes to your pleasure, they have a problem. When it comes to theirs, they don't have it. Family, this thing got me so, a friend of mine, man, right? You hit your boy off with this information. I don't even know if I could find it. Let me see if I can. Hold on. Let me hit the mute here. Let me see if I can find it. Just speaking on the history, family. We're gonna leave y'all with this. Just a thought about what they will take from you, family. What they will take from you. Make it sound like it's their own. Let's go.
Just erase Black Wall Street. They went after the entire black dream. Before Oklahoma was a state, it was a territory, open land, barely governed. And black people came, thousands of us, fresh.
Now, family, before Indian Territory, that's the name on the books. Family, when you go through and you look at, there's a certain document, I believe it's also by Peter DeRue. I could be wrong on that one. We've talked about it on the podcast, right? Speaking on Montezuma, when they switched up more for the word Indian, okay? This is out their mouth. Natives of the land there in Mexico, right? Because they're talking about the Rio Grande, where this fool want to be sending people back to, that they stole and robbed the border, and now it is what you see today. Okay. This is with the Mexican Revolution. They can keep playing that game about whatever. This is what this is. All in the 1800s. Again, while you had this civil battle going on, because we know war means confusion. Again, Proto-Germanic, you look up the etymology of the word war, it means confusion from our Proto-Germanic brothers and sisters. So when they're giving you this battle and battle, that's what it is, because war is confusion. Okay. If that is the case, then no, while they're going around doing all this has happened all over the place. When we speaking on women now, because this is what part of this is about, just dissing women openly. And we know at the top of the class, okay, this just again from studying history. Here's the slave class today. Dark brown and tan skin tone people are at the top. The woman is next. I didn't make a distinction on any woman. We can do this. Who's a byproduct of what massa has made? That's fine. Women are on that list. The next to children. This is why ain't nobody got really an uproar over the Epstein files. You're not going to. You're not going to see it. You're going to see it with the people group who see the truth of a thing. You're not going to see it with the rest of them. Had a brother saying it's spiritual warfare. What are you talking about? No, this is what the man is doing to kids. That's what this is. Now you want to put like the spiritual element into it. That's all well and good. Again, but this is what, again, Aretha Franklin actually, she says it in the song Think. She talks about somebody coming up to her and that the kid was no older than 10. Y'all go relook at the lyrics, Think. That's another thing. The beat is all well and good, but I want to hear what you're saying. So again, when we talk about this territory, family, that it belonged to people. The border removed and shrunken down past California, past Texas, removed from where it was. Let's continue.
From emancipation, some fresh from slavery under native nations. We didn't come with nothing. We came with skills, land.
Massa is good. I mean, when I say good, I'm talking about he got a PhD doctorate in this. Hurting people and taking from them. No more. Because our native brothers and sisters, this is the same thing that they will, again, it's family. You get yourself around people who are illuminated in the mind and know this, that the same mess, even though natives own slaves, know this, that all of that has the stench of massa all around it. And recognize that although they were willing to do that, what they would do in turn on their own people, the same thing that happens with us. See, again, there are stages to this. Do not mix it. That's what they do. Except for when it comes to the mixing of the races, then they don't want that. Because again, everything is to support how they want this. Okay, let's continue.
Grants and a vision. 50 towns, black mayors, black-owned banks, farms, schools, railroads. It was the highest concentration of black towns in U.S. history. And if that sounds impossible, it's because they made sure you never learned it. Because what came next? Statehood. And with it, Jim Crow, land theft, redistricting, torchings, and legal gymnastics designed to rip it all away.
You know, Levittown is on the book. Levittown, New York, right? On Long Island, close to the town where I'm from. It's a little bit of ways away. It's on the books as far as one of the towns that is historically known for redlining. Family, I didn't know that it was going on in Oklahoma. We're going to be transparent today. I said this from the jump of this podcast. This is, as I learn, we share it. That's how this works. This thing where people know everything is trash. And it shows how haughty in the mind you can be. There must be a discipline in knowledge. You're just saying what it is. And many times it's not popular, but it's powerful and it's necessary. And it's the part that Massa buries. Let's continue.
Tulsa's Greenwood wasn't an isolated tragedy. It was policy. It was a blueprint. This page, we're digging it all back up, town by town, name by name, deed by deed. Because Oklahoma could have been the Black Promised Land. Instead, it became a masterclass in how to bury a people without ever digging a grave. Comment the Black Oklahoma town your family came.
All right. So shout out to the Black Oklahoma Files. If you want to, this is where I got this from. Black Oklahoma Files on TikTok. Family, this is how sick Massa is. Nowhere where we are, nowhere where the dark brown and tan skin tone, poor white folks are on that list as well. YT, excuse me. Poor YT people are on this thing. No matter where we are, they're there to make this does not mean we don't rebuild again, family. Come on, what? It is time. It's the same thing. Listen. This joke with Cody Rhodes and Raheem, and when you go back and you watch his AEW, which I completely forgot. Being a wrestling fan, we like the other promotions. We know that this whole thing is Vince McMahon behind the scenes. We get it. It's always like that. Mass. It's always this how it works. And there's nothing that is your Bible set. Don't believe in conspiracy, family. Whatever is done in secret comes out in the open. That's what we're told. So you believe what the creator is telling you. These fools mean to make sure that they keep the dark brown and tan skin tone folks at the bottom. That woman will be chained to that kitchen and chained in her mind. It doesn't even matter if she's free with no chains on. Chain in that bathroom, getting ready to prettify yourself, not for yourself, for him. It's wrong. It's wrong. And the reason men get mad enough to fight and unalive about it is because they are poison in the mind with massaism. If I was going to put a word to it, where that's that possession, that's possession for you, brother. That's how they teach you. That is not how it was made. It's not how it's created. We walk through life together. Family, that's where we're going to stop today. We thank y'all for walking this road with me. Again, look for more episodes on Spotify, right? Again, we're on Spotify, Pandora, and Apple at a different view. The artist name is KJ. If you are looking on YouTube, it is at a different, we have seen the uptick there. Family, thank you for your support, right? Again, they got ghetto hip hop out here. They got all this mess out here. Ain't nobody talking about the truth barely anymore. That is done by design. It's time for us to raise up the banner that was in the 1920s, that was in the 1800s, that was in the 1960s, that was in the 1940s. And for anywhere where you see this mess, you're going to see the other side of it. Damn it, that's how it works. Okay? And we live life, again, as they say, right? Wise as serpent and harmless as dove. Do not get that mixed up with the serpent in the Garden of Eden, family. We're talking about look how a snake operates. Sometimes you got to shed that skin to get new skin, family. Let go of some of this stuff in your mind. Talking about a creature made by the creator, family. Let's be careful. Again, you have that venom pack when they trying to come hurt you. You ain't going around just biting folks for the heck of it. That's defense. Again, there's no reason to be hurting anybody, and we keep in our own lane the way other people do. It's just how it works, right? Innocent as doves, harmless, family, harmless. You hear your brothers and sisters, your Muslim brothers and sisters, they talk about this idea of righteousness where it's harmlessness. They're not wrong, they're right. That is the element of righteousness. Well, you can go to the gas station, ain't got to worry about somebody hopping in your car, taking it. You see those videos, right? You leave your kids around grown folks, you ain't got to worry about them hurting on them and touching them and all this mess. Righteousness. You could leave something at a store, come back to it 2-3 days later because somebody found it and kept it because it didn't belong to them. It belongs to someone else. Righteousness. And where you could talk about land that was owned by people that were already here, and where we're not taking it, but we share it with them. Righteousness. So again, family, that's what we're going to leave it today. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for walking this road with me. I love y'all. God bless y'all. And as always, and until next time, look to find the beauty in a different view.